Welcome back, my lovely beans. We are back on track with We Rising. I'm excited. You're excited. I can't wait for it. This is ours. We want to win. We want to be, the vampire. We want to defeat Dracula. I'm excited. It's the new update with new weapons and new bosses. I don't know anything about it. I saw the, Twitter posts. That's about it. That's all. I did not look too much into it. For those who don't know, I already played Re-Rising. I played it multiple times. I played it on Brutal. I played it on Normal. I started with Normal, then Brutal. That's about it. And I'm excited for the update. And we are going in. My characterization is, always the same. I always think about, choosing another type of hair, to be fair. But in the end, I always, go for the same type of hair because I do like that hair. What's funny is whenever you want to, choose a hat, your hair is completely, disappearing. That makes me kind of, a tiny bit sad. And then I'm like, But it's actually quite quick. I do go for, blue skin, lovely face. Eye color, I was like, oh, am I testing something else? And then I went back for, I will go back for the red. And then, the hair, I'm always thinking, should I go for another type of hair? Because they're, all so lovely. They do indeed all look really, really lovely. But I always go for, the super, super long ponytail because it is the most gorgeous one. And then, choosing the blue hair color. Which blue hair color is the cutest, It is actually hard to decide. And then, the extra pointy ears, they're, actually adorable. And I think here I'm going back to decide for another type of red eyes. Yeah, I'm choosing purple. And then I was like, nope, I actually do want to have red. So for those who don't know, we just recently got an update where we have multiple more bosses. We have gotten a complete new area. I have not seen anything with the new area because, like I said, we just started. We do play indeed on Brutal if you want, but we did have a few changes. We do get more loot per drop. Same with when we're farming items and crops. We get simply more. And we will not lose durability on any of our items. So that's simply to make it a little bit less farmy. So we have a little bit more gameplay and less farm. That's about it. The health factor of everything is the same as normal Brutal. So we will lose the same amount of health. And the enemies have the same amount of health, if you're wondering. That's all the same. It is just so the general gameplay of how much you need to farm is a little bit shorter. But that is all up to you. You can change settings. Oh, and we can teleport with all items. But that is simply because laziness. Because I hated back then with how many items you actually had to walk back and forth. Because the first time I actually played, I did not do the changes because I did not know about that you can actually change it. And that was horrible. So make sure when you start, your own gameplay that you actually go through all of the settings and change whatever you want to. That is actually up to you what you want to change and what not. But, and that's the typical tutorial part. I left it in the first episode of the, Let's Play. I did cut it short, and I will also in the future cut out a lot of the, walking parts. It is, I still need to get a little bit used to because it is, actually, pre-recording, and I'm talking over it right now. So I have a little bit more free time to play. Especially since I don't play solo, I'm playing with one other person. And I don't want to constantly just, talk for, the Let's Play. So I was like, oh, why not, recording and then talking afterwards over it. Also, then, it's easier for me to, cut out whatever I find is, kind of a bit, too boring. So have, a nice little, balance out of all of it. But we will see over time what actually works out and what not. But so far, I do really enjoy this game. I actually get as a first DLC, because I don't own any V-Rising DLC, but I did get the new Oakveil DLC, because first I think it's really adorable, all of the colorization and the items that you're getting so far. I did also like all of the other ones, but, I don't need everything. But it's really adorable, and I like it. And I think, you know, Revising, you know, deserve all of the support since all of the gameplay updates are actually for free. So that's actually why I think they deserve a little bit of the update, of the support. You know, you see me just simply walking around in the background and, you know, doing the pure tutorial. That's, you know, the first episode, not too much happening. You know, we will simply, you know, get used to it, do the base crafting, you know, doing whatever it's needed to. Because who will not? Brutal, by the way, is in a weird, not in a weird state, that's wrong saying, but like some bosses are like absolutely fine on Brutal, and some bosses I'm like struggling so bad. Also like going back to Sword, because I played for like most of my last Brutal run like Reaper, and now like I had to go back to Sword, and Sword has such a different hitbox. It's actually like really weird because you don't have like the range attack, and I do tend to play more range than I do actually play straight melee, right? Reaper does have like the range attack together with usually my spell, because I do play more on spell casting. Usually my favorite spell. I'm bad with names. I promise I will from now on like write better down like a little, not a script, but like write down all of the names so I do have the right names of all of the weapons and accessories and items. I usually use one of the green spells where you do have actually a little summoning of the skeletons. That's one of my favorite spells. Oh yeah, create a clan. You know, I do create a clan here. Coffee Beans, the same name of my Warframe clan. You know, if you don't know, and you meet me here for the first time, welcome in. But I am mainly a Warframe player and a Warframe streamer that does like to do a little bit of variety here and there. So that's why, you know, welcome in on my variety channel. Nice to meet you. I'm mainly a Warframe streamer. Hi. Lovely to see you all here. We're doing a lot of Warframe farming usually, and then I decided I do like to play other games obviously, so I was like, why not sharing that love, especially for certain games. So, and we are, you know, eating a doggy. I'm sorry, doggy. And also meet Scorp. Say hi to Scorp. Scorp is a lovely person that, you know, decided to like, that's by the way, Scorp is the reason we're playing on Brutal, because when I first time played Brutal, he was like, it can't be that you don't have like the Brutal achievements. So, and he's still mad at me because I'm still missing one achievement. I'm missing I'm still missing the mushroom achievement. That's the only achievement I'm missing so far in the whole Revising gameplay. So, except if they like, you know, edit now more achievements. I actually have to check if we got more achievement or not. But, you know, yep.
My power.
But yeah. But I hope we will have a lot of fun. I'm so excited for the new bosses. I'm also like excited for the new weapons, like the throwable daggers. And also like the axe, like the spinny axe ones. I have like no idea. We need to actually like check everything out. I think we also will check everything out. And we will farm a lot. I think that will be adorable. You know, like in the beginning, I know I will like sell it a lot. In the beginning, I left all of the farming in. I will cut that out later a little bit. I think you don't need to see me farming like 5,000 wood. If you want to like see that and you simply hear me rambling about it and like have that on in the background, let me know and I will absolutely do that, because I don't mind. I usually find always enough to ramble around. I can tell you about like how green the grass is and like how lovely blue the sky is and like what shape the clouds have. I mean, like we don't really see the shape of the clouds, right? Because it's like a top-down play game. So I guess we can't really talk about the clouds if we're being honest. So that's a bit of an issue. So I probably have to stay with like how green the grass is. So we might have like, you know, a little bit less of topics, but I think that will be okay. I guess we will. We can talk about like, you know, cute little, you know, pics of like how cute my character is. That's actually like a thing was like, you know, I do usually tend to always go with the same items, but since the other person actually do have, you know, most of the DLCs, he can give me that. If you don't know, when you play with other people in your clan, if one of them, I don't know if outside of the clan, but if one of your clan members actually do have all of the DLCs, they can give you and craft the stuff for you and give it to you. So you can actually wear the cute armor, like the accessory armor. So don't worry about that. You don't have to like have all DLCs yourself. So they can even build the stuff for you. You sadly can't do it yourself, so you need to actually like hope and like wait for them to do it, and you need to like, you know, then simply wear it. But that's okay. Also with your pony, they can even give you the saddles for your pony. I think that's like also like why I kind of wanted to have like one of the DLCs at least myself. That I have at least one of them for myself. So I have like a cute looking pony. I still like, I think, which one of the ponies do I like the most? Which one did I use in my last? I think I used the skeleton one. Yeah, I think I used the skeleton pony. Or horse. But I don't really like the horses. So to be fair, I don't really use the horses a lot. I don't like how the movement of the horses is. And I had a good horse. I was just like, I do find it like, even if you're slower as a wolf, I still find it like a tiny bit better. If you just walk around as a horse, as a wolf, even you have a little bit more control and you go back in and out of it. It's not as bad in my opinion. A lot of farming, by the way, is needed in V-Rising, even if you have like a better multiplier of drops as we do. But we also have like a better loot chance for chests, so we do get like more per strat and stuff like that, which is a big help. Ooh. I found a nice 56% rogue. That's a good start. They also changed a bit how you see blood, so that's actually nice. You will make it a lot easier to see the blood type. If you see a high percentage blood, you actually do see it a lot easier, which is actually really nice. And the glow is definitely better. It's like they're actually glowing. You know, when you like talk about certain people have a different like, you know, glow, you actually see them glowing. They actually do glow now. So they're probably like showing extra tasty, or they're looking extra tasty. They want you to tell something. You know, they're not only like smelling tasty or like good, so they're actually like calling for you. They're actually like a little siren for you. It actually sounds really tasty now. Now I'm like envy. Now I want also like finding someone tasty. Now I'm hungry. Can't believe that. By the way, when you're like first playing V-Rising and you don't know that much, you have teleporter on the map, and you will not immediately unlock your teleporter for yourself. So when you like look for your first playground where you want to like place your home, look for a home that is close to a teleporter till you can build your own teleporter. That makes your like life so much easier. I didn't do that in my first playthrough, and I was like, oh, you know, that's a convenient first place, and it was so far away from my first teleporter, and I had to walk so far whenever I like walked back and forth. Oh yeah, and here I'm doing an oopsie. I'm walking in here, and then I realized, oh, they're like all red, they're like all a little high leveled, and I'm like, let's get me out of here. You know, that doesn't have to be my first step. Cute, right? I'm leaving. Bye-bye. You know. But I was a 77 warrior, and I'm like kind of, I would have probably tasted really good, but you know, it's fine. I can live with it. Who needs to mend? Doesn't need to. We don't need to mend. It's fine. I still wonder if it's actually that much useful to have an axe and a mace. Is it just going faster? Do you actually get like more per hit? Is it like a fixed number how much wood you can get out of like a tree? Because then I'm wondering sometimes it's better to just have like one item. But yeah. Let's go. Oh, apparently not. We're still farming. We're little loot goblins. We're always little loot goblins. So we're taking it. The thing is, you actually need that much. Like, we're not like overdoing it to just show off. You actually do need that much. Especially because I do want to like build a nice castle at one point. I'm not sure if we will stay at the spot we are or like what we will do. Like sometimes we do relocate our castle, sometimes not. I kind of do like the spot we currently are. So I don't know if we will move it in a second later or not. But it's actually like a nice spot. It's a pretty spot as well. I'm not sure if I like the room situation too much. Because it's a bit of a weird... you know, usually you want to like have different flooring. You need to have like actual room set up to like have benefits for it. Oh yeah, by the way, here we found a carriage, right? And like the people just fucked off. So we can like actually like just steal the carriage. And carriages are really good because carriages usually have like a bigger drop. So you do actually get more of it, like the better bugs or items or something. So that's actually really huge. And we didn't even have to like fight it. Some carriages you need to be careful because sometimes they're like actually enemies coming out of it. I'm not sure which type of carriages there actually are, or like if it's like a specific type of carriage. But yeah. Let's go smack it. Smack it! But yeah, we got really lucky that we simply found that one. I don't know how it happened. I will not ask, but like I take it. And I got smacked. Excuse me. Oh yeah, and I found like stuff. I have like, you know. Oh yeah, we got like stuff. Sadly not the right stuff. We don't use. I think we use everything spell weaver related. So cooldown. We like cooldown, especially me because I do use my spells a lot. If you go pure melee, you probably want to have like physical crit chance. Or like movement speed. Movement speed can, I guess, like actually really be nice, but like I use cooldown. And here we're just hanging around, trying to like see if we find chests. The best thing you can do, and I think that is what I did like wrong a lot on my first playthrough, is to not loot chests. I was actually trying to farm too much material. For example, paper. I actually crafted all of my paper instead of like killing enemies and looting the chests. I mainly actually craft everything with sawdust, and that took me so long because I also didn't change how much crafting material everything costs, so it was insane on my first playthrough. I don't want to say it was wrong or anything, but like I really struggled on my first playthrough. I mean, like now you learn. The first time I played, I also didn't check anything. I actually played kind of blind. By the way, if you sometimes see like little cuts, it's because I'm like standing around, and I simply did cut like out when I'm like standing purely around because I did not want to have stuff being too long, right? If you're wondering about that. I think now we're simply going for the area that we will build. Oh yeah, one of the best tips I can give you as well, while I'm not really good in this game. I do like this game, by the way, but I'm not really good at it, is to like use your feet, like your bite, as a movement. Like as a movement. You will like, whenever you bite, you will move to like your enemy, and that can like make you dodge another attack. You're not invulnerable while you're biting, but it definitely helps you to move. So they're actually kind of nice. Oh yeah, lovely. We did find more enemies. But yep. Let's see. I think we're like close to the spot where we wanted to go. Absolutely not burning. Let's see. I think we will like mark it in a second and then we're going there. Oh yeah, we're currently my mouse is hovering over as we're deciding to go. They're like two connected. I'm not sure if we maybe keep like the second one as well and like simply taking the second one where you can like build a second heart to have that area to plant stuff. But I think we don't, but because we don't even need that much space, we will see. Farming is really important. I know that a lot of people do it, and I think that's one of like, if I'm going back to Warframe, that's like one of the biggest issue with Warframe as well, is like how many people are annoyed with Warframe is the amount of stuff you actually have to farm. Regarding also like material wise and everything, whenever people tell me, oh, I can't do that because I'm missing that and that material, and I'm like, oh yeah, sure, we can like farm for like an hour. And like, why would I farm that material for like an hour? And I'm like, because if you farm it like in a specific setup, like you would be fine. And they're like, oh yeah, but I don't have that setup. And I'm like, I mean, like I do, and I can help you, but like if you're not willing to like farm an hour, then there's nothing we can do, right? And I think that's like the issue with like most of the game. Like at least in V Rising, you can like set everything up and have like a good setup and like make sure that you know, with the little help of like, you know, the multiplier of loot drop and everything. Obviously in certain games it's not possible because it's like a multiplayer and you can't, you know, change like the drop rate, because that would be probably considered cheating if it's a multiplayer that is public. Don't get me wrong, on V-Rising you can have like official servers, but like that's still not a multiplayer because it's not, you can still simply invite the people that you want to have invited, right? It's still your own server that you're running. It is not like not an op. Is it like an op? No, it's not an RP. MMOPG. I don't know, but I don't want to throw around like your names. I will not throw around with names. We're not doing that. I don't exactly know what type of game it is, so not throwing around with names that I don't know. I always mix these types up. No, it is a multiplayer online roleplay. MMO. Yeah. Wait, no, yes. Anyway, not the point. Absolutely not the point. But yeah, farming is important in most of these games. By the way, besides V-Rising, what type of game are you currently playing? I know that there is like a lot coming out this year and that there already came a lot out. So what type of game are you currently playing? And are you enjoying it? But thank you so much for watching and see you next time.